Welcome to the Opinionated Aussies.
Hello everyone, welcome to 2023. God, the fucking higher that number gets, the older I feel. And I'm pretty sure that goes the same for you, Aiden?
I agree. 30 this year, isn't it, Adrian?
Shut up.
30.
Shut up. I don't need to talk about how old I am, I just know that I'm feeling older. You know Devon is 18 this year.
Fucking hell.
Fuck, he'll be able to buy his own alcohol fine. You know how much of a godsend that's going to be?
It's weird, eh? So he would have been born in 2005.
He was born in 2005. I was turning 12.
I was 11, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's weird. It's weird getting old because you see that sort of. you look at I saw a TikTok the other day where the dude was like, he comes up to the counter. He's like, I just want to buy this alcohol. And he looks at his ID. He goes, "You're not 18." And he goes, "Yes, I am." He goes, "It says you were born in 2005." And then it's sort of ticking through his head. He's like, "Holy shit, you were born in 2005." It's crazy. It is crazy.
Well, I mean, there is one really, really good example of showing how old we are besides the people around us. You remember Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah.
That's 9 years old. Going 10 this year.
Oh my God.
It was released in 2013. It's 10 years old this year.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. When you think of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is also over a decade now.
Wow.
Yep, it's been going on, and I guess with a new year, do I want to say it? I'll say it. The new year, new me phase has already begun with everyone, as you know.
Yep.
I can actually say that I've technically got a new year, new me outlook this year, but that's because of 2 goals I had for myself this year, and I know for a fact your year is going to be more jam-packed than a box full of donuts.
Oh, for sure. It's
So I guess we'll get over, like, I'm pretty sure I can also attest to what Jordan's gonna have his goals for this year since he couldn't be here this morning with us. So we'll get Jordan's done. Pretty sure Jordan's just gonna stick to his grind, nowhere near your level of grind, but his grind. Like, I know he's looking for a house this year. He's gonna try to get more diverse in his workforce and all that. Like, Jordan's got a lot planned himself this year, but his is all, like, very personal and work related. Whereas yours, I know yours is very social. Very social.
Yeah, for sure.
So, again, we'll get to yours after, like, because that's basically all I know. And he's getting a new car. We'll add that with his. Yes, he's looking into getting a new car. Yeah. Now, there's no problem with trying to get a new car, especially, you know, as soon as he is, because I know that his Audi is more fucked up than you think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a good car.
I think you pronounced that right the first time, didn't you? I thought it was Audi.
No. Oh, well, the way I said it like the grocery store chain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the second time I said Audi. And I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not fucking sure.
I don't know. Bloody.
But let's get into mine. So obviously mine is to double down on the amount of effort I put into my content creation, both from YouTube and starting on the 1 year anniversary of this podcast. The episodes are going to have more effort put into them than ever before. I'm going to create new stuff for our podcast starting on the 14th of February.
Nice.
So, hopefully this thing will look a lot better in this year going forward. Everything, obviously always on the lookout for work, you know, always looking into getting into that very elusive dream job, because at the moment I don't feel like I'm in my dream job. I like my job, don't love it.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I don't think anyone's mentioned it to you, I'm currently on day 7 of cutting back and beginning the process of quitting smoking yet again.
Shit, yeah.
What was yesterday? Yesterday was 6 smokes all day.
Fuck, that's all right. Compared to what you normally bloody do. You chug through the fucking things.
20 pack would go in a day, normally.
A day?
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't know it was that bad. Holy shit.
Yeah, well, I barely hang out
Fuck,
with
Adrian,
you.
that's like $30 a day.
Exactly $30 a day. Actually, if you get it from my shop, it's $29.50. Haven't hit 30 a
What are
day
you
yet.
smoking? Chesterfields.
Oh, Jesus, good guess.
Was it?
Yeah,
I don't work at a fuel station. I know what I'm talking about.
yeah. But yeah, after the quitting smoking, then it's to double down on the weight loss.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, man. Look, I that's the best thing to do is take it one at a time.
oh yeah,
Don't give up, you know, I mean, don't look into dieting and stuff until you're comfortable with where you're at with your smoking. Because if you give up too much on one thing and not the other, you won't focus properly. That's a good idea. You've done well there, setting those sort of boundaries for yourself.
yeah. Because I can tell you right now, the most difficult day that I've had with smoking so far was yesterday.
Yeah,
Yesterday was just, yeah. I won't get into it. But yeah, there's a lot I've got planned for myself this year. Literally, the boundaries are literally just on all the like content creation stuff, and then
yeah,
basically just personal health, especially after last year's personal health.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, like last year's, what was it, 6 months I was on a wait list to have surgery. I don't ever want to do that again.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's me. That's me done. Literally, mine was short. Now you, I read that really long message you sent to our little group chat yesterday, and I remember sitting there. Like Jordan basically said word for word what I was thinking at the same time, but I also understood you a little bit more with everything you put up than I
Yeah.
think he did. So let's get into that one. So where do you want to start with what your big plans are? Apart from the big one, which is obviously, we've already talked about it on this podcast, your charity event coming up.
Yeah. So far ahead, look, it seems like a lot, but at the same time it's not that much.
No, yeah.
There's not gonna be as much like for me personal stuff. Like I mean, look, I want to try and cut down the fat a bit, but I think most of my sort of I guess you could say New Year's resolutions is um basically number one is to make more time for family.
Yep.
So I'm doing that by cutting back my uploads to YouTube.
Yep.
Now, since August 2021 and up until January 1st, I didn't miss a daily upload, whether it be a short or a just a regular YouTube upload. I did not miss an upload. And while I don't put all that much, especially when I'm doing reactions, I don't need to really edit it that much. I just fix up the box down the bottom and do all that sort of stuff. Recording them takes a fuckload of time. And it just I'd be bulk recording a lot to try and not mainly on the weekends to try and not do it as much after work and stuff like that. So that's basically my first big thing, is to just cut back on the uploads, but also spend more time editing and cleaning them up a bit. And obviously I've picked up a new podcast as well. So I hope to get you boys on there occasionally as well.
Oh, you got to catch us. I mean, let's be real. With the type of content I do on my channel, I have to put a lot of hours into one video.
Yeah, I'm not saying like weekly. I'm saying
no.
Like once, because I play. This is basically a solo podcast for me.
Yeah.
But I want to have like features occasionally on there. Like I'll get Jordan on for an episode, Trent, you. Start off small, get those sort of people in, and then obviously I want to talk to some of the guys at this charity event and get them involved as well.
Oh yeah.
So, which I'm also going to. When I go to this charity event, I'm going to push the Opinionated Aussies as well, try and get that podcast out there a little bit more.
Yeah, the biggest problem with pushing our podcast is you've got to remember that we are very every episode we do, we seem, well, not every, a lot of episodes we do, we seem to lean into, I guess, controversial or political topics here and there. Like, we just roll into them. Like, it's not intentional half the time, obviously, but it's a very niche. We're very niche, I guess you could say. Like, a lot of the things we cover. I'm hopefully gonna like try to make it so that it's not as niche this year. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I mean, we've had some episodes where it's not niche at all. I mean, for fuck's sake, we've talked about outer space and the ocean. We've talked about a whole bunch of shit on this channel, on this podcast. Yeah. But there's been a few episodes where it's quite either left or right leaning. Like, but one of the best things about us is we don't literally sit in one field in terms of politics. No. But that's the problem. You can't maintain an audience that is that basically will tune out the minute you start leaning one way or the other. Now, don't get me wrong, you can push us as much as you want. Like, I'm going to start doing the same on my own YouTube channel here and there. But until I want to say we've found the true identity of this podcast. I still feel like we're learning as we keep growing. Like, we keep moving forward. It's the same with you. Like, you didn't start out on YouTube as a reaction channel or anything like that. You started as a basketball channel originally, and then you made a new one and all that.
Yeah. Well, the way I sort of took off was I was I can't remember what video it was. It was July 2021, and I uploaded some video. Maybe it was an NBA one, and somebody on there said to me, "Hey man, I enjoy your content. If you wouldn't mind react to this, it's a movie trailer." It was like an Arabic sort of movie trailer, but fuck, it was good. And as soon as I reacted to that, the next person was like, "Hey man, check out this song," and then it just took off from there. I had no idea. I didn't know how popular reaction stuff was until I started it, and then everybody just once you do, a reaction about something, then people that enjoy that plus something else say, "Hey, react to this thing," and then it just keeps going and going and going. So that was really good. And then obviously the I really started to take off with the rugby league side of things at the Rugby League World Cup, where I did a Papua New Guinea video, and then that got like 10,000 views. And I got invited to they wanted me to come over and do, I don't know what they wanted me to do, but they wanted me to go to Papua New Guinea, and I'm like, well, unfortunately I can't afford that, but there was that one, and then there was the Samoan one. That one's got like 15 or 16,000 views. Like, Jesus. It's just, yeah, that side of things is just taken off now. So it's obviously slowed down a bit now because, for one, I've run out of content because the rugby league season's over now. But when that kicks back in, it'll start to pick up again. And
well, technically, I mean, you're like a mixed channel. You got reaction, you got sports coverage. On a technicality, you never run out of stuff to react to.
No, I know, but I don't want to. The last month I've been forcing stuff out. Like, it's, I don't want to do that. So I want to, and that's another reason why I want to sort of push back on my uploads, because I've gone from some of the videos were only getting like there was like 4 videos that I got 2 views on one, 4 on one, 7 on one, 6 on one. And then I waited this week to upload. The first one got 291 views, and the second one I uploaded last night is sitting at, I think, 40?
Yeah. Well,
50 views. So,
yeah. Reactions are also, like, in recent months, I've noticed reactions, like reaction channels, are starting to slowly get a bad rap. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but some people are saying that, reaction channels are basically just, here, this is like literally all of them are the exact same. I'm reacting to this, which someone else put a lot of time and effort into, and all I'm doing is I'm just watching it with my stupid face in the corner. Like that's literally that's the most popular negative criticism of reaction channels that's been coming out lately.
It can be, but like you get like, especially with me, I do a lot of hip hop reactions. So people want to see, like, does he catch this bar? Does he break this? Does he understand the breakdown of this? Like, I do get a lot of people, come over and check it out. But I agree with you. It's definitely it popped off probably about 3 years ago, I'd say, and people were really jumping on it. Now it's starting to slowly die off, but I'm just grateful that a lot of the people that watch my reactions actually enjoy my NBA content, because there's a lot of them from, say, the Philippines and America and places like that. So I do a lot of NBA content as well, which really sort of helps the channel that I did those reactions, and I'm still going to do the reactions because mainly that's what I'm known for. But
well, I mean, I've always considered dropping down my own suggestion for a reaction for you, but I think your fans do that enough, honestly. And
I mean, look, I'm happy to take any bloody. I don't care.
I know you are. Nah, I'll let your fans, like, they're the ones that basically help you decide what you react to. And honestly, the fans, the way I see it, other content creators can be a good influence, yeah, sure, but rely on your fans more.
Yeah. I want to start doing a bit more gaming content as well.
Oh, you'll have to come to me for that one, won't you?
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to do this because I'm getting fucking hammered in it, but I've just started Pokemon Radical Red. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I have, yes. It's that's a bit of a monumental task for someone like you, isn't it?
Bro, look, I'm pretty switched on when it comes to Pokemon, and I've been playing on the restricted difficulty, which has been a fucking nightmare. Probably should have started off easy, because even easy, I've been watching YouTubers, and even easy is not like the vanilla Pokemon games we know. It's fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
So I've been getting legendary encounters and shit, and just I get swept. It's so difficult.
Oh yeah.
It is so hard. So if I do start a YouTube series on that, I'll definitely start off on easy and see how we go from there.
Well, when it comes to gaming, if you're ever going to do gaming content, I can tell you right now, people get a kick out of watching hard difficulties, like of any type, modded or vanilla to hard. Like, look at me, like my two most recent videos.
You're popping off.
I know. What was it? I think the first 100 days of hardcore Minecraft has reached over 3,000 views now, and
That's
the
crazy.
second one's cracked 1,200. I think. I'm not too sure. But that's the thing with how I do mine, because I don't think you could ever do how I do my content, which is you do bulk recordings, and then you add a voiceover to an edited down version of all that recorded content. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love it. It's the best thing I've ever done, because I had so much, like, the biggest thing for me, and I don't know if it's ever been noted, I have difficulty doing live commentary during gameplay.
Yeah.
But adding the voiceover, that first off was probably the best idea I've ever done, and then doing large amounts of footage compiled together, that alone, that just makes it so much easier for me. The only issue I've ever had was making sure that I align what I say in the voiceover with what happens in the video. And that can get difficult here and there, sure. But what I do is I take notes as I record now. Literally every 18 to 20 minutes, I stop to write down something.
Yeah.
As for, like, your channel, and especially if you want to do that type of Pokemon content, I don't really do Pokemon content on my channel. I never have, actually, now that I think about it. No, I haven't. what I've seen that's popular is obviously you got the stuff like Nuzlocks, like you and I are familiar with like Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
And yes, that Radical Red, definitely that type of content is good. I actually rather enjoy watching people do that. I don't know if it's because I like watching people suffer. Like I don't know if that's the narcissist in me coming out. But it's just when people enjoy watching extremely difficult gameplay, especially if the content creator in question is able to conquer it, because it is such a good feeling. And it's good for the content creator because they've just overcome a hurdle of a challenge that they weren't expecting. Like you said, you weren't expecting Radical Red to be as hard as it is.
Man, it's tough.
Yeah. We'll get off of that. So you're looking at diversifying your content, but you're also looking at reducing the amount of content you put up, but put more effort into it so it has, I'm guessing, a better presentation for your audience.
Yeah, basically.
Are you now? I've been trying to look into getting myself some better mic quality. Like, I know for a fact that there are times where my mic is still bad no matter what I do. Have you thought about starting off with that one, getting better mic quality?
I mean, I've got like I think the mic was like $299. It's the best I can do for now.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not that you need to get a better mic. I'm talking better mic quality. There are things you can do that aren't relatively expensive that can improve your microphone's quality.
Okay.
So, have you ever thought of adding like a pop filter to yours?
That's one of those little it's like
a disc on an arm.
I've already got one.
Okay, have you thought about a boom arm?
That's the thing that like comes down right in front of you, hey?
Yeah, you attach your mic to it, and honestly, as someone who's looking into getting one for my microphone, the only problem is my microphone's a bit of a bitch to work around. It helps reduce like the sound of keyboards, of the mice clicking, the computer itself, noises that travel through the table. Like,
Oh yeah, yep.
it's a small quality, but it improves the mic a lot.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's just stuff like that. What else? I know you've got more. You've said already that you're going to spend more time with family. That's self-explanatory, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now,
That's why the bulk recording on weekends, I've stopped that. It's going to be like I'll leave a bit of time after work or when I do my earlier shifts.
yeah,
I've got more time in the afternoon to do some recording.
yeah. Well, I mean, you're the out of the three of us, you're the married man. You have not just your side of the family that you've got to keep up with and whatnot. That sounds negative the way I put that, but my brain no work. But you've also got to make sure you maintain your relationship with the other half's family as well.
Yeah.
And this one just popped in my head, but you and Paige have got a lot of animals you got to look after as well.
Fuck, do we ever?
Have you? Now this is just for me. Have you thought about decreasing the amount of animals at all?
There's no way. There's no way she'll do that.
No, I didn't think so. Oh, well.
If anything, we're getting more than we.
Oh, dude. Why?
She loves them.
I get that, but you're not a farmhouse. Your house isn't even built yet.
Yeah, no.
So, I'm hoping she restrains herself until you at least get your goddamn house built and a nice fence.
She'll be right. She does a good job.
She does a good job?
Yeah, she does a good job.
So you've got your family, you've got improving your content while reducing it. You talked briefly about your podcast, which obviously is another big step for you. You're now technically, you run your own podcast while you participate occasionally in another one. So that's a lot to keep in mind. How have you found doing your own podcast?
I've only done 2 episodes so far, so it's hard to say at the moment, but I actually really enjoy doing it, and You know, I put the camera down because obviously it goes into audio, not a video. But
Yeah.
it's been good. It's been different, but no, good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this year's the year where we're basically looking at doing this podcast a little differently compared to how we normally do it. Like, all we do right now is very simple. You and I, like, if it's just you and me, we connect over Discord. The computer captures all the audio, and I just work from there. With Jordan, it's literally just me and him in front of a microphone.
Yeah.
So, like, me and Jordan, like, Jordan came up with some ideas on how to make this podcast even better. I'm like, geez, look at you go. Fucking good on ya. Some of it was really simple, too, that I didn't think of, and I'm like, well, it goes to show how much I think, isn't it? Jesus, look at you
That's
go.
it.
But, yeah, so you've got there's not much else, really, in hindsight. Like, a lot of what you want to do boils down to family and content creation,
Yeah, pretty much.
and that's a majority of what you've got aiming for.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like everyone, like, I know I only had a few things, but I'm pretty sure I will not be bringing up like the tinier things that I want to do this year. There's a couple of tiny things, but there's no point bringing it up, and I'm pretty sure you're the same as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, but no, like, what? I mean, the three of us combined have got some really good goals for this year, especially considering that this is the year where I turn 30, and next year you and Jordan yourselves are turning 30. Like, we're getting up there.
I know.
And I think this was the year, like me personally, this was the year where I realized that a lot of the things I wanted to have done by 30 I haven't done yet.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is, since you two still got another year ahead of yous, maybe look into doing some of the stuff you wanted done by the time you were 30, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
Probably a good idea.
I mean, I wanted to go back to Japan. That's not happening, not this year. Nope. Not happening this year. But yeah. And, you know, all this stuff about the new year, new me crap. Like, that's the whole thing that kicked off this topic. I'm having so much trouble with words today.
That's all right.
Yeah. In a way, we're not really doing new year, new me, but with the goals that, like, I mean, I'm looking at it from my point of view here. The goals that I've set for myself this year really make me feel like I am aiming for a new me this year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about you. More time with family might change you a bit, yeah. Actually.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. And yeah, oh my god. Just the thought alone of everything that you've been doing for the last couple of years for your content creation just popped into my head again. Holy crap. Oh boy. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a big year. 2023 is gonna be a big year for all three of us, hopefully.
I agree.
I'm hoping that it's a better year than last year, especially on my end. Oh, I don't ever want that to happen again.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, 2022 was not the best year for you, eh?
No. Well, nothing is worse than being stuck at home for 6 months, nearly the whole time, working bare minimal hours, all because you had a medical issue. Like, I understand that there are people that can't avoid that, but in my case, it was completely avoidable. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Holy crap, that didn't I thought that would take us a lot longer than I thought. Shit. I don't know if I want to call it there or not. Like, what the hell? That's the shortest we've had a topic go for in ages.
Oh, well, if you can think of another bloody topic to continue on to.
I mean, I don't want to do, like, the Opinionated Aussies year in, like, the first full year stuff yet, because we've still got another month ahead of that.
When was the first episode? In February?
February 14th was the first Opinionated
Wow,
Aussies episode
yeah, right.
uploaded. So we've got another month and 7 days before we can do our official anniversary. Obviously, the episode around that time, because of how we upload our episodes now for this podcast, different compared to back then, which was weekly. The episode closest to that will probably be the episode we celebrate. I do kind of want the three of us on for that one, because that's a big milestone.
Yeah.
And a part of me did want to get, like, messages from every guest that we've had. Obviously, we didn't have many. Like, Trent was our most reoccurring guest.
Yeah.
But, I'd like to get, like, a recorded message sent to us from, Trent, Paige, Devon. Like, there's a couple of people. I'd like everyone that's been a part of the podcast for the last year to be involved with our first year anniversary.
Yeah.
But besides that, like, I don't really want to talk too much more about it, because there's a few things. And like I said, this year is the year that I plan to revamp how we do the episode. Well, not how we record them, but how the episodes are presented for the audience. And besides that, like, I don't know, it's gonna be a big year. I honestly don't know how the hell I'm gonna manage this year, because of the fact that right now I'm working pretty much all week, like,
Yeah.
and I'm working all next week as well. Like, I'm not gonna have fucking time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we can call that there. This will be the shortest episode we've put out in a long time.
That's all right.
Because, yeah, I've got nothing. My brain... she's gone. Well, if there's anything else you want to add in, Aiden, like... anything yourself?
I don't think so. I don't know. My brain's kind of gone too. I've got no idea what else to add to it.
I mean, you're you're busy getting your next script ready, aren't you?
I was starting it, yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a little bit for you.
Yeah, like okay. Obviously, this is actually something I can talk about. So obviously, a lot of people don't use scripts for podcasts.
No, I mean, look at us. We don't use a damn script.
No, but it's kind of hard to use a script when you're doing like what we are. But I'm basically like, I know a lot of like sporting podcasts actually do if they're just by themselves having a bit of a convo with the mic. But for me, like, if I had other people on and we were just talking about like the week that was in rugby league, and I probably won't do when the actual rugby league season starts, I probably won't do scripts. But like for this one coming up, I'm talking about like one player in every team, one young gun to watch out for in 2023. So, I've done up a script so I can just read off my thoughts like that, and it stops a lot of the ums and the ahs and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it does sound a lot better. But like, obviously going into the actual podcast when NRL starts back up again, and when I do have guests on there's obviously not going to be scripts. But
No.
But it has been good. It has been good using a script. So I don't know, Adrian, if you ever do an episode by yourself and you want to give it a go, a script's not a bad way to do it.
Well, with this podcast in particular, it's, unless it is physically impossible for the pair of you, then that will be the only time I'll ever probably do an episode alone. Today was probably the closest it's ever come to me doing an episode by myself.
Well, I mean, look, if worst came to worst, you could just chuck on Devon.
At this time in the morning, good fucking luck.
Yeah, fair play.
Because all the stuff I do for my content creation gets done in the morning now. I don't do any of it at night. Like, the closest I've ever come to doing anything at night was the crunch I put myself through for that last big video I put up. Like, I was working, I think I worked 3 days straight from morning till night working on that one.
Yeah.
I would never do that to myself again. That's there we go. That's something we can go into. The crunch, the grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So you are fully aware of the grind. You are completely aware of putting in a lot of effort, day in, day out for content creation, while still maintaining a personal and work life outside of your content.
Yep.
Now, you probably remember that I was very similar back in the day. I used to do daily uploads as well.
Yeah. Yep.
And, you know, when you were doing your daily uploads, and I think we talked about it not too long ago, near the end of the year, last year, about you doing daily uploads for so long. I was actually kind of glad when you sent the message saying that you were cutting back and giving yourself some more freedom, some more time, and choosing to focus on editing more. I feel like that's probably the best idea, because
definitely.
Because I remember when I reached the same point, but instead of doing what you did, I went on a massive hiatus on my YouTube, and that hiatus, like, it's been on and off. It continues to happen on and off. The most recent comeback to doing YouTube has only been technically 2 main videos. They are and that's only because, you know, the way I do it now, technically I can never be on a hiatus because I'm always working on it in the background.
Yeah.
But then there's the other aspect of the crunch, where you've either been given a deadline, or you've given yourself a deadline to get something done.
Yeah.
You're probably fully aware of the crunch yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We see it everywhere. We see it with shows. We see it with movies are really bad for it.
Yeah.
We know there are music artists of all types out there, from your country artist all the way down to your blues and your R&Bs, your hip hops. Like, all of them, they all experience the crunch of their own design at some point. How do you feel about a crunch being imposed on, like, all these people, like yourself included? Do you think the crunch is definitely the biggest killer for motivation?
I think it can be, but I think, you know, if you want to be successful, and if you want, you know, if you do want, you know, a career in, I don't know, this entertainment, I guess you could say, or even anything, sport, whatever it is, you know, you've got to put in the work. And if you don't put in the work, then in my opinion, you're never going to succeed.
Yes, but there's putting in the work, and then there's crunch. Crunch is a bit rough, as you know. Crunch can probably be rougher on you than content creation. Like, look at game development. I brought this up with Jordan in an episode before. Game development, crunch is the worst thing that can happen to a studio of any type. The most recent example I can think of is that stupid Saints Row reboot.
True.
Like, that thing, that had crunch time. Cyberpunk 2077 had crunch time.
Yeah.
Even though that thing had years of development. Like, all the, like, that's just an example that can come to the top of my head. Like, crunch is a bit much. Like, there's work, there's hard work, and then there's crunch. Crunch is literally you given a deadline that is physically impossible, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And when you do that, if a content creator had that type of crunch, you'd notice it in their videos. The videos would not be as high quality as what they would normally put out. Like, let's say, for instance, you get used to doing your videos the way that you end up making them later this year. Like, you put a lot of editing into them and whatnot. And then at one point, you get signed on for someone like a partnership on YouTube, right? But their requirements are you have to do daily uploads of the same quality.
Yeah.
So imagine trying to do everything that you want to do in your life. So there's that type of crunch is the one I'm focusing on. That is what's called crunch.
Yeah.
Pretty sure if you did that, you would not enjoy content creation as much as you used to.
Oh, definitely not. I agree.
Yeah. So I don't know where I was going with this topic, this one in particular, but, you know, I just wanted to bring it up, like, because it just popped in my head, you know. It's one of those spur of the moment things that we do. Like,
yeah.
Like, with this podcast, we never experienced crunch on this podcast. But I believe when we were doing the weekly uploads, it was especially around the time that I was having medical problems really come forward. Like, it was getting very difficult for us to do the weekly because, I mean, there was even that one point where you had to step in and you had to record one of our podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I think how we do it now is a lot better because...
Oh, for sure.
Because, you know, all three of us have different schedules. Like, you and I are very easy to work around. You and I just pick Saturday, Sunday, whatever morning to get our episode stuff done. But Jordan's the one that has basically 1 week out of a fortnight available to do anything. And I can guarantee you, if Jordan ever said that he wanted to do a podcast episode on a Wednesday, the first Wednesday he's back, it's going to fucking give me a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly what he does on that first day off. When he gets back from work, I know exactly what he does. But I think, like, we were able to avoid the crunch for this particular type of content.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Which
Definitely.
was really good. Yeah, no, I got nothing else to add, really.
I mean, the only thing we could really do with this podcast is go like, I know most podcasts do a lot of bulk recording.
Yeah.
Like, I know the Aussie guys, the Alpha Blokes and Hello Sport. Obviously, some talk because they drop like 3 podcasts a week.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, so they'll do they'll bulk record all 3 on like the Saturday and then just drop them. But you know, there's other ones like I listen to James Acaster, who, if you guys don't know who James Acaster is, you guys need to check him out. He's arguably one of the funniest blokes I've ever listened to. He does like once a month. He'll just bulk record like 8 episodes on a weekend.
8,
and then yeah. Because it's not really like, it's just like what we do, just random topics. So.
Yeah, but how long does these episodes go for?
Oh fuck! Like I reckon he'd probably bulk record all day Saturday because they're like an hour and a half episodes.
Fuck that!
Yeah,
that's mental. But then again, he only does that one bulk recording, doesn't he?
Yeah, for like the month.
Okay, that one makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah,
that's still a lot, man.
Oh no, I know.
I remember when we did. Like, a little history for anyone that listens. I remember when we started out and we did bulk recording. Like, I don't know about you, but I prefer the way we do it now. The bulk recording kind of killed it for me. Like, I didn't like... I mean, I liked it at first, but then it got to a point where, you know, we would, like, pick our topics in advance of what we would cover.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like how we do it now, where we're like, all right, are we ready to do this? It's like, yeah, cool. All right, what are we talking about today? Well, let's go over some quick suggestions that we can put forward together.
Yeah.
I mean, lately, like, today's was basically just my idea, but there's been a couple weeks where it's been, like, Jordan was adamant on one topic, you were adamant on one topic. Like,
yeah.
Like, the way we do it now is a lot more diverse. It's a lot better. It basically helps us continue to make different topics covered, which is a lot better.
Yeah.
But the bulk recording back in the day, like, what was that? I think we used to do, I think there was one point we did 4 episodes. I think that was the first ever bulk recording we ever did.
Yeah.
Then after that, we just started doing 2 episodes every bulk recording. That first one, the 4 episodes, I believe we sat there afterwards like, we're never doing that again.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we did the 2 episodes, and that was fine. That was fine for a while. But then, as I said, the health problems stuck their ugly head up, and then now we just do 1 episode a fortnight. And because of how we do it, yeah, our episodes are definitely longer than they used to be, but we only upload once a fortnight, so we get we actually cover the topic in depth. Like, imagine if, you know, you, myself, Jordan, and we got Paige back to basically do a redo of the influences of social media.
Yeah.
Like, we could probably go a lot more in depth for a lot longer.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, that's one way to avoid the crunch.
Yep.
Yeah, you go. Sorry, I was just sighing.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's pretty much all I got now. Like, that's that second idea. I don't really have much else to add to it. I mean, you might be the same.
Yeah, look. I've got nothing really more to add.
Nah, I didn't think you did. I guess we'll call it there. There you go. That's more reasonable. Not a half-hour episode. It'll do.
Yeah, that's all right. Good way to start 2023 with a short one.
It's shorter than most, that's for sure.
That's all right.
Imagine, little joke. Imagine it's a good start the year with a short one. Yeah, women don't agree with that, Aiden.
Mate, it's not about the size, it's how you use it.
Oh, fuck off. We all know it's bullshit.
Come on, mate, we do not.
No. We don't. Women do. Anyway.
I know about that.
Anyway, that's enough from us. Well, again, welcome into 2023. This podcast will be getting updated in how its content's presented later in the year, probably around February, so keep an eye out for that. The episode structure will remain relatively the same for January, but until then, we look forward to seeing you at our 1-year anniversary coming up. I'll probably bring it up in the next episode again. Yeah. Make sure you go follow Aiden with all the changes coming. The name of your podcast is The Great... What was it?
The Great Rugby League Podcast. So
The Great Rugby League. So go check that out. 2 episodes already up there. A lot of thought, editing, and a lot of thought and planning goes into those episodes. So Aiden probably has a better structure than what we do.
No, I wouldn't say that so much.
But his episodes are really good to sit down. If you're a big fan of rugby league, definitely go give it a shot. Obviously, you can find Aiden at any other of his social medias, always linked in the YouTube video version of this podcast. As well as, I don't know if the links actually do pop up in the Spotify description, because I always throw them in there, but I don't think I ever see them. But
that's alright. You
can always literally search Ados the Great. You can find him everywhere, pretty much. The only place you still can't find him is OnlyFans, sadly. I've checked.
I fucking want to, but unfortunately the wife does not, so...
There was a foot put down, and I thought as much.
I know. Bloody hell.
Jordo's always got the Instagram loaded up for the Opinionated Aussies, so if you ever want to find our Instagram page, you can always send it a message, and it's usually Jordan that will answer back. Go give that a little look. And of course, you've got myself, the annoying one. His YouTube's always linked in the YouTube video of this podcast episode. And if you ever want to find him, AEGIO, just look that up. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube. And that's all we've got for you. And we will see, and we hope to see all of you have a fantastic year. Make sure to continue to stay safe and avoid COVID. COVID's still lurking around. It's a bitch of a thing to get rid of. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you later.